Orientalism, a term coined by Edward Said, encompassed the idea of a Western fantasy world composed of a mix of North African, Middle Eastern, and East and South Asian cultures. Orientalist tropes developed within pop culture and media, eventually branching out into the video game industry, creating new illustrations of Orientalist worlds, complete with exotic depictions of Middle and Far Eastern settings, people, and objects. The four main characteristics of Orientalism can be seen in many games depicting Middle or Far Eastern people and cultures. Certain video games such as Metal Slug and Call of Duty portray Arabs as mindless terrorists with many depictions of war-torn Middle Eastern cities and little to no representation of benevolent Middle Easterners. These video games perpetuate violent stereotypes about the Middle East through typical Orientalist depictions. Prince of Persia utilizes magic to enhance the mystical and exotic aspects of the environment. Elements of Middle Eastern supernaturalism were adopted to allow the game to achieve the exotic feel that drew gamers to the fantastical franchise. In Assassin's Creed, these three women dressed in provocative clothing amplified the stereotypical view of women as exotic creatures within Orientalism. Moreover, the way in which they throw themselves at the protagonist adds to the overarching idea of women being seen as inferior and only valuable as a means of sexual exploitation. Closely tied to sexuality is hedonism. Certain video games such as God of War contain explicit sex scenes in which a man's pursuit for a woman is for the sole purpose of impulsive self-indulgence and pleasure. Though video games set in Oriental fantasy lands are immersive and captivating, they are not entirely accurate depictions of the Eastern cultures they intend to portray.